Alright, I'm assuming that's Slim watching because he's sending the links. Isaac?
Yeah.
Alright, Cola, like I said, let us know if you can hear us. I'm not going to start till you give us that okay. Or Slim, you could tell us. It don't matter. Just make sure you can hear Isaac as well.
Hello. Oh my.
Jesus Christ. Okay, he said he can hear us. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. I think we probably got most of Team Gray here, anyways, the Black Ops side of it. But we're gonna start right here and spawn. This right here is garden, but for just this little area you can call it spawn. If someone's camping here, then they really need some help. But this is spawn. Going to the right here, this is garden. Garden Rock, if you specifically want to call it that. You'll know why you can specifically call it that here in a little bit when we go off lines of sight sessions. This section is called patio, but you can also call it back laundry. That'll probably be what we end up calling it, is back laundry, so that we can keep everything as simple as we can. This is laundry path. Laundry stairs. And obviously laundry. I just want to throw in there because I guess I really didn't introduce the video at all. But we are going to be doing call-outs. We're going to go through the hardpoint rotations. Then we're going to go through the hardpoint rotations of like where you need to sit at to keep the spawns. And also keep that gate around you so that you can keep the hill. And then we're going to go over lines of sight. So, as I've said to you guys 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more, this is the boring part of comp, unfortunately, but it is probably one of the most important parts of comp. It's important you know all the stuff going forward, and it will make you a better player with all this map knowledge. But we just done all of this area of laundry. Heading this way, this is laundry stairs. This entire area is called Circle Drive, but we're going to break it down. Obviously, this is gray van, which is going to be a line of sight here in a little bit. White van, these are pretty obvious. Up here is statue. This entire area is statue, but obviously it's also P1. So you can also call it that. I would go with P1 if they're down here. If they're specifically on the statue, then I would specifically say they're on the statue. It's pretty simple. Alright, going back in here, this is driveway. This is gym. And garage, this is a hard point. Going back toward gallery, this is bottom gallery. And this is top gallery. And we also decided that just call this red car as well. Being more specific with our callouts around here. Alright, this is pillars. And then mid. And another thing we decided to come up with, you could either say this is mid on the outside, and then this is bottom mid, because it's not too big of an area, but it's a hard point, and it's one of the main locations of the map. Alright. Now a lot of people decided to call this zigzag. I know Team Black went with that, but we're going to try and again make things as simple as it is for us. We're going to call this Z. If you guys remember on Ramalza, they called that zigzag too, and then it ended up Z because the first letter of the word is Z. So we're going to keep it Z. If you're on Team Gray, this will be Z. This area back here is, obviously if they're just right in here, this is front garage. Right there's yellow car if you want to be more specific. But this right here is fountain, especially for search and destroy. This could be very vital. Or if someone's just sitting here with that hard point being right there. So this area is fountain, both of them is fountain. And then this is AC. This whole area right here is AC. This is bottom bedroom. Obviously up here is top bedroom. And then down here is bedroom path. It's important you know all three of those callouts, all of them. Jesus. But all of them is basically a bedroom but with different callouts attached to them, so it's important you know all of them. This right here is mid stairs. And this is called pull. I know this is probably a lot different than what the pros have said. I think they call that pull, but we're going to call this little part pull. I really doubt we'll ever have to use this if someone's sitting at it, but it's a possibility. And then we decided to call this water. That entire body of water is just going to be called water, like on Gunrunner, on Modern Warfare. Going into here, this is a bar. This right here is back bar. This is also a point on control. And this will be called rocks. And we'll do money room in a minute. But this is rocks. A lot of people have decided to call this basketball. Again, we're trying to go with the most simplest terms possible because in the heat of the moment, you need to get the callouts out. So this is court. This is court room. Pretty simple. And that is a vital area, especially for hardpoint. And this is court stairs. And we're right back in the garden. This is back kitchen. Oh, I about forgot this. This is another one that many other teams will use something else for, but again, we're trying to use the most simple term. This is going to be head frame. And right here is kitchen. And in here is money room. Isaac, am I forgetting anything?
No, I don't believe so.
Alrighty, now we'll go through the hardpoint rotations really fast, and then we'll go through where we're going to sit on the hardpoints to ensure that we can keep spawns. And before I get going on that, I do want to also say that Raid is a control, search and destroy, and hardpoint map, so a lot of these you'll be able to use on multiple game modes, not the hardpoint rotations, but the lines of sight that we're going to learn here in just a few minutes. But P1 for Raid is statue. P2 is kitchen. P3, Jesus, is garage. And then before I ever get over there. And then P4 is court. And P5 is obviously mid. So that's the hardpoint rotations for this map. Now we're kind of going to go over where we need to be sitting on each hardpoint for the 4v4 hardpoint league play. Player 1, which is in this case your OBJ, needs to be on the left side of the statue. This is P1. This entire circle is P1. He needs to be watching laundry and also laundry room. This right here is a vital spot, though. This is where most people will be coming, sometimes in groups. Player 2 needs to be on the right side. He can also help with stairs if needed, but his main goal is to watch pillars and anyone coming from mid, and if needed, obviously back in the gallery, but we should have that covered if no one's done. And this player also, I mean, if there's somebody on the point, he doesn't have to specifically be on the point. The guy did say that 2 people need to be on the point, but if he wanted to venture out to red car, just watch with a little bit more angles, he could do that as long as we had at least one person on point. Player 3 needs to be up in gallery. And what this person is doing is he's basically supporting the entire area right here. He can get anyone coming from down here if the next player we say happens to die. He's also supporting the laundry stairs along with laundry, and if player 2 happens to die, he can help with pillars. And then player 4 will sit Z. What he will be doing is he will be avoiding the mid flank, while at the same time he can push up a little bit, you know, being cautious, and getting anyone who's going pillars that can help out player 2. while at the same time watching the flank from this direction. They're more likely going to flank from mid or from kitchen just because it's easier and people are lazy. But you might have the occasional person trying to flank here. I'm sure everybody has seen it. So that is what player 4 would be doing. And then if you happen to lose spawns and you start spawning kitchen, then go over to laundry and start overlooking the point from laundry. When the second person dies and starts spawning kitchen as well, that person needs to look over mid. So basically, like if this person was to die and one already dies already and he went to laundry, just watch exactly what you were watching from right there, but from kitchen. So basically, and if you were on Team Gray in Modern Warfare, we had a couple like that, or Team Black, specifically in Domination, I guess, to where if we didn't have the spawns, just defend the opposite direction, and it'll work out. Alright, for P2, which is kitchen, player 1, again, your OBJ needs to be on point, watching toward mid. Player 2 needs to be back kitchen, with an AR usually watching flank. He can also be on point if needed, but he needs to be watching flank. Player 3 needs to be head frame. Watching over water, top, bottom bedroom, anywhere in this area, bar if needed. And player 4 needs to be in garden. Now what this guy's doing is he is watching the flank as well, but he's watching it from all directions. He's almost like a backup. If your head frame guy happens to die, he can be over here to help right here to avoid any kind of flank. If your flank guy happens to die, he can be here on rock, kind of advancing forward to laundry, keeping spawns from this direction. Or if your back kitchen guy dies, he can also go to back kitchen and help with that. So it's a very flexible position right there for 4, and that should ensure that you keep the spawns as well. So that's his main objective, is to keep the spawns, but also to help if needed. Now we're going to go over to garage. Alrighty, so again, player 1, OBJ on point, gets behind the gray van here, kind of watches over Z while at the same time watching over Jim. It all depends on where they're spawning. If you know where they're spawning, you watch over these 2 areas. Nope, that's blocked. But player 2 gets on AC and watches towards bedroom. Player 3 is yellow car. He's kind of the first layer of defense. Anyone coming from gallery, or if he wants to advance forward a little bit and get anybody that might be going gym, even though you got it covered, just some support over in that area. And obviously he can help out anywhere in this area. He can help out with Z as well, so a lot of support from this position. And then player 4, he's going to be Z. Now, keeping somebody here, if done correctly, should maintain spawns. If needed, you can also help at bedroom if that person happens to die, because you can't leave the right side wide open. But this should maintain spawns and keep people spawning over toward P1. If they're spawning over P1, then the guy guarding yellow car will be able to pick them off and keep everything contained. So that one is a very important position, that we make sure we know where they're spawning so that we can adjust as needed. Alright, P4 is court. Player 1, again, your OBJ, he's going to be in courtroom. He can also be right on the outside of it. Basically, watching anyone that might be coming in from pool, who might be coming in from bar, who's trying to get around from the guy that's going to be sitting there, which we'll explain here in a minute. And then player 2, as I just said, he's also going to be on point. This is a bigger hard point. And he can be watching rocks, anyone coming from money. If someone happens to sneak through and get into head frame, trying to get around that way, he has them from here. While at the same time watching over mid, well, mid stairs, actually. And can also help with anyone coming from bar. Player 3 is also going to be watching over the left side of the map as well. He is going to be on head frame. He can get anybody top bedroom, bottom bedroom, anybody going into waters, pool, anything of that nature, and anyone going into money room as well. So a lot of defense on this side of the map because of spawns. And player 4 for this one is garden. Now if you're in garden, you can watch the flank for pretty much anywhere, anyone going through the actual garden, anyone coming from kitchen, back kitchen, from laundry. You could really just sit about, well, anywhere right in here, because, well, I mean, no in Cold War, they'll spawn them anywhere, even beside of you. But if the spawns are correct, then you can literally just sit right here and defend from kitchen and anyone coming from laundry. Alright, and our last point, this one has 5, is mid. This one's very simple. This one requires 3 people on the point. So, because of all the angles that you can hold, one person is on the point watching kitchen. You can watch from multiple, not multiple angles, but with behind this wall to your, all kinds of advantages. There we go, that's what I'm trying to say. 2 guard kitchen. You can have somebody watching mid. And somebody watching pillars. So I guess not all 3 needs to be on the point, but the most, not pillars, but Z. Not all 3 have to be on the point, but especially with the one watching Z and the one watching kitchen, you can use these stairs kind of as a half wall, as a head glitch, and to give you that advantage as people coming around the corner. But your player 4 is the most important, probably your anchor. He watches pillars. Now he doesn't have to literally sit here, but he can help with the mid stairs, and he can also venture out, get anybody that might be coming from gallery, anybody coming from laundry. There's a lot of area to cover here for one person, but if he can do it, this will secure spawns for P1 as well. Also, obviously, your OBJ, if you do things like black and gray, then he will be getting scraps. Your anchor, who's over here on pillars, 10 seconds left, can go ahead and get on the point, start defending if he knows where they're coming from, and he can go ahead and have the hard point for next, which I know the hard point's literally just right there. It's a short walk, but a couple seconds can win a game. So that is all the spots where you sit on all of the hard points to ensure that you have the spawns in your favor. Again, this is map knowledge that we all need. I hope everybody paid attention to those. I'm going to go ahead and get onto the lines of sight. If you're just tuning into one of these, you'll see a lot of them that you probably haven't seen. You'll see a lot of obvious things, but it's important we know them. Most of them we're probably never going to use, like the ones in Modern Warfare, but we learned how to defend against them, and I know it helped out Team Black tremendously whenever we were doing stuff like this. So, okay, Isaac, stand on that spot. We're going to start with this one right here, if I can do it right. And some of these are more sniper spots than anything, but, you know, you can hit your shots, then it could come in handy. So if you get on this right here and you know that somebody's on that head glitch on gallery, you can easily get the kill on head glitch and get them off, and they won't even see you. If you're a pub player and you snipe a lot like I know Slim does, they won't see your glimpse either, or whatever it is. So you got a lot of cover from right here, and then if you're just wanting to use this as like a scouting position, you can also jump up from right here and also see that somebody's right there so that you can take whatever action is needed. Alright, back here, Isaac, where I'm at. Alright, so I really haven't experienced getting spawn trapped here a good bit, but it can happen. Isaac. So, if you're getting spawn trapped, someone's in laundry and they're spawn trapping you out of spawn right here in garden. An easy counter for that is to get on top of this right here, and you can see a little bit of their head. You can get this with an AR if you can control your recoil, but you can do it, especially with a sniper. But you can't use snipers in league play. But we did try that out earlier, and I did get the kill easy the first time, just couldn't get it this time. Alright, the next one we're going to go over is, and this is in the line of sight, but I just wanted to point it out because he happened to point it out in his video. So, again, I know this is common sense, but for those who don't know, you can jump in through this window right here, and if somebody's in here defending, they're going to either expect you to come in through right here or in the back. They might not expect you to come in through the side window, and that might give you that split-second advantage to get the pick. Alright, next is, alright, mid-stairs, Isaac.
Okay.
So this is for P1, or maybe if you're already trying to get spawns for P1 and your team is on P5, which is mid, and you know that they're coming up mid stairs, you can get on top of this right here, and anyone that comes up mid-stairs, you can get the pick on them. Again, if you control your recoil, and it's an easy area to defend. You can also get on the right one right here to do the same exact thing. Anyone coming up those mid-stairs, go that head glitch, Isaac. But so that is a crucial spot as well. Again, this could be a spot for your anchor to go. Isaac gallery, not mid-stairs. But oh, but again, this will be a good spot for your anchor if he's getting those P1 spawns right after P5. Now, if you know that somebody is on the head glitch over here again, and you can get on top of this little monument whatever thing, get the easy pick once again. So, Jesus, I'm out of ammo. But I'm gonna go pick up your Krig. Okay. Next one we're gonna go over is over here. Go into Z, Isaac. If I can get this to work. Okay. If you know that somebody's in Z, just kind of sitting there and defending it, let me know when you're there.
I'm here.
But if you know that somebody is right here on Z, just kind of sitting here, waiting for you to come around the corner, a good way to pick him off, and it doesn't really take away a lot of bullet penetration if you can hit your shots. You can shoot him through that wall right there, and it's pretty easy. Like I said, it doesn't really take away any bullet damage, so just try to keep that in mind. That is a really good spot. Okay. Alright, so this head glitch over here is a really good spot for people to stand. I'll just stand right here. Alright, there. That's a really good spot for people to stand trying to look into bottom bar, over into rocks, whatever. A good way to counter that is to get right here, and you can kill him right off the head glitch. And he's not going to see you. You've got every advantage in the world. And now top. No, just go bar. Just go bar. But you can also use the same exact thing looking into the bedroom. If somebody just happens to be using that right there, you can pick them off there as well. And again, they won't even know you're there. Same thing from the other side. If somebody has head glitching bar, there we go. You can shoot through this right here, and again, get the easy pick. So try to keep that in mind. I personally didn't know that was there, so that was one thing that I learned, and that can be crucial, especially for bar right there, because it's a control point. B, I believe, might be wrong on that. No, I think it's B. And a lot of people like to camp in that bar, so you might be able to get the easy pick there. Now this is an obvious one, especially if you play Black Ops 2, but you can jump on this, and then get anybody that might be in bedroom. I didn't know it was there, and I played Black Ops 2. That might be obvious to you. It wasn't obvious to me. So, alright. Now these last few that we got, well, that we got written down anyways, but there's something right after that that we'll show you, is scouting spots. So if you're here on P3, which is garage, and you think that somebody might be coming AC, you can get on this car right here, and not really a position where you're going to shoot somebody, but you might be able to see them come around the corner, and if you see them, you might jump down and get the easy pick. Alright, go in that gray van. Wait a minute. Yeah, go in that gray van. And it's the same thing from this side. You can also look in, see anybody who might be down in there, and again, kind of give you that advantage going into a hard point. Or if somebody just happens to be on top of this gray van right here, and I'm sure that we will see it, you can easily get the pick through the window. I didn't know that, and I'm sure, again, that we'll see that. So that is another good point, that you can actually kill someone, not just a scouting point. And then, yes, there's just one more scouting point, and then we're going to get to the vans, and then we'll be through this. But if you have a feeling that somebody is on this head glitch over here on the side there on AC path, whatever, you can go on top of this yellow car, and you can actually shoot them right there if they're standing up. Or if they're crouching, then you'll be able to jump over, crouch real fast. There you go. Actually, you still get the headshot, but to get more leverage on them, you can jump, see where they're at, without fully exposing yourself. So, when we tried that earlier, I didn't think you could kill someone from there, but you can if they're standing up. So that's a good spot as well. Again, it's important that we keep all these in mind, because other people's going to use them. We need to know how to defend them. And we've seen people use some of these crazy ones. I have, especially the ones we went over in Modern Warfare. So we're going to go over these gray vans real fast, gray and white vans. Now obviously this goes for both of them. You can lay it down underneath of them. You can get anybody coming from pillars. Anyone that might so happen to be on the point right there, that's a better line of sight going into the hard point. You can do the same thing over here on the gray van. Kind of get underneath of it. See anybody might be coming up the driveway, anybody on the point. Anybody coming around from that way. And then another line of sight that we've seen a couple times, I've seen a couple best plays off of it, is a lot of people get on this. This is pretty obvious. But anybody coming up through driveway will, it's an easy pick, and there's just no way of contesting it. You literally have to force people to go through another entry. So, did I forget anything, Isaac? I don't believe so.
Instead of going bottom bedroom, we could go bedroom ledge, bedroom path, my bad.
Oh, I went over that in the comment session. But yeah, that's all that we got, guys. Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. It's important that we know all this stuff, so I appreciate the support. And if you guys got any ideas or even want to join us for one of these one day, if you got some stuff you'd like to share, go right ahead. We'll accept all the help we can get. So again, appreciate everybody. And if you're part of the Team Gray practice at 10:30, go ahead and join the Team Gray party. We're about 2 minutes late for that. That's all right. And we'll see you there.